Hello everyone, I hope you've all had a productive week so far. This has been one of the most eventful weeks. So much has been happening around the world, and that's not all. So much more is bound to happen in the coming days. As we start off today's video, we will look at this very interesting tweet from John Deaton, which says, "I'm going to go out on a limb and predict Judge Netburn denies the SEC's motion for reconsideration, affirming her ruling that the 63 Hinman speech emails be produced. I'm also going to predict the Estabrook notes regarding the meeting with Roisman must also be turned over. But as you all know by now, we never get to see the emails. But before that, don't forget to join in our giveaway for a total of $2,000 worth of XRP. You can check out the pinned comments in the section below for all the requirements. That said, let's roll that intro and get into all the juicy details of today's video. As always, welcome back to Moneyside, your favorite crypto news channel. If you're new here, welcome to the XRP Army. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on our daily crypto news updates. Back to today's video, I came across another interesting message board on Twitter that was posted by Johncity12. This is something that has caught other popular persons in the XRP community, like Digital Asset Buy, who reposted the same on his timeline. He mentioned that what's in the message board might be nothing, but at the same time, it's pretty interesting. The message board read, "Anyone else heard the rumor? Settled. All staff on the SEC versus Ripple case have been reassigned a week until the news in public. SEC now hiring to prosecute illegal currencies." But we can't completely shrug what is being said here. It feels as if something is floating around in the air. At the same time, it could be nothing at all. I mean, just last year, we had BitBoy with his September prediction. It's 6 months later, and still nothing. Same case here. It could be someone out there just throwing around worlds, claiming they have a credible source. Same old stuff that we've been seeing over the last couple of months. All we can do is wait. We can only speculate what's going on behind the curtains right now. No one can be too sure. Now, away from that, we have a tweet by Gary Gensler here from last month. He said, "We need to make sure all our markets work for all Americans." I spoke on At The Problem with John Stewart about how we can do just that. Watch the interview. Following this tweet, another guy whose Twitter handle is Dennis Kelleher mentioned that whistleblowers went to the SEC for 16 years with evidence on Madoff's Ponzi crimes, and the SEC ignored it. This was one of the SEC's biggest derelictions of duty ever. If the SEC had done its job, it would have saved thousands of Americans billions of dollars. John Deaton even commented on this, saying the fact that Gensler tried to give the SEC credit for Madoff was quite possibly the greatest spin ever. And now that Gensler has brought up Madoff, we can go back and give ourselves a little reminder. We have been blowing the whistle on Ethereum for over a year now, on the Ethereum free pass, and founders are still helping to disguise the whales in Ethereum initial coin offering. And all this comes down to what is currently happening in the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. This is not about Ripple and the cryptocurrency world. It's about how the SEC is possibly corrupt. Now, away from that, we have a tweet from Charles Gasparino that shares something Eleanor Terrett shared on her Twitter feed. According to the latest financial disclosures, SEC Chair Gary Gensler is heavily invested in an emerging markets, ETFs, that has a 3% exposure to Russia. Big money managers like BlackRock have held informal tasks with the SEC to exempt them from a 2016 law that puts a cap on the proportion of illiquid funds they can hold. This right here means that Gensler would be voting to change laws relating to his own investments. This just shows a big conflict of interest. On top of that, Eleanor Terrett further shared another tweet where she talked about having Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, on Fox Business to discuss the impact of cutting Russia from SWIFT and the larger conversation surrounding the crypto markets. I'm sure Gasparino will squeeze in a question about the SEC lawsuit as well. Something else I want us to look at here is a video where Gary Gensler, on August 3rd of 2021, talked about the SEC has never lost a case. However, we have another part from March 3rd, 2022, where he says that the SEC takes some losses from time to time. John Deaton commented on this, saying that Gary Gensler has probably been advised that Ripple could achieve a complete victory. And this makes Judge Nepburn's reconsideration decision even more significant. Only when and if the SEC is asked to turn over the 63 Hinman speech emails and possibly other notes will the SEC come to the table. We can now jump over to the last part of today's video and discuss how the world reserve currencies have changed over the last 120 years. Something I've always believed is that digital currencies are here to replace the US dollar as the world reserve currency to the digital age with digital currencies. Peter Schiff mentioned in a tweet that the US has sent a clear message to China to sell all US dollars and treasuries as soon as possible. Right here will be such a big problem for the US, especially with the Fed shrinking its balance sheets too. The US bond market will crash, taking the US economy and stock market down with it. But this has been the plan all along. Crash all the economies. Bring in digital currencies they all agree on. This is a new world order coming in by design. Now, as we wind down on today's video, Jake Chervinsky reminds us that it's not a bad idea to get your crypto off exchanges and into your own wallets soon, just in case. He predicts two risks might happen, one being that Russia may retaliate against sanctions by trying to hack exchanges and steal crypto. Also, he says that you never know what Congress or regulators may do in a tense situation like this. Time now to take a look at the numbers. If we look at the XRP chart, I think XRP could hold its value even if Bitcoin continues to drop. The 0.7 fib is indicated by the green horizontal line, and I believe it will behave as a solid support zone moving forward. We also have strong RSI divergence, suggesting a potential increase in price. Anything below $1 is a solid investment, in my opinion. SWIFT plays a huge inverse role for the fundamentals of this, so any negative catalyst towards SWIFT is a good sign. Do your due diligence, of course, but definitely consider my analysis. On now to Bitcoin. The longer a resistance level is challenged, the weaker it becomes. When a resistance level produces a rejection and a drop is to follow, it tends to happen fast. Look back at the 20th of January and the 10th to 17th of February. This hasn't happened yet. We see Bitcoin fighting resistance while remaining strong. The price is trading above the EMA 10. This type of price action favors the bulls. A break and a close above $45,850 is needed for Bitcoin to continue up. A drop can still happen, but we have plenty of room to retrace support and end up in a higher low. Higher lows are bullish and tend to lead to higher highs. The bulls are still currently on top. We need a higher high. I'm still bullish. What about you? You can let me know in the comment section below. As always, do your own research and always trade safely, guys. Please keep in mind we're not a licensed financial advisor. All videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. Tell us what you think in the comment section below and let's have a conversation. Thanks as always for watching. Don't forget to like this video and please click on that subscribe button below. And be sure to turn on notifications so you get informed whenever we post our amazing content. Thanks again, and we will see you on the next Money Side.